Yeah, okay, we should be live. We're in the car. All right, and we'll get a notification in just a few minutes. I'm gonna leave my phone on the seat. All right. Haven't been on for a bit here. Just make sure we got this going. I mean, I saw it on, yeah. Excellent connection, it says, on YouTube Studio. Okay. So how come I didn't get a notification? Well, that's odd. Very, very bizarre. I hate when this happens. Yep. Okay, well it says we're live. Okay. Yeah, we are live. Oh, holy cow. Okay. Well, I can't watch the messages, so I don't like it when this car does that. I'm gonna turn this off. That's the auto start function. Okay. Now, the only thing I don't want this car to do is connect to my phone Wi-Fi, because then that'll cut off my stream. All right, here we are. We are in a place called Yongan, which is a fish port. And at the end, you can see probably a little statue of Matsu, which is their patron goddess. I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to go over here. I came down here today with my drone. And it says device is disconnected. That doesn't matter. I think we're still good. Yep. And I intended to catch the tsunami. The tsunami is happening today due to apparently an earthquake in Russia. Anyway, I did get a tsunami warning. Now, it's supposed to be less than 1 meter, and where I'm at is significantly above 1 meter, but I wanted to see, because this is a harbor, and the water would come up into the harbor, and the effects of any swell would be maximized. By the way, for those of you who just joined, I cannot look at the comments. I'm just not going to look at the phone when I'm driving. I don't have anything up here to hold it anyway, and I can't, there's just no way. So leave your comments, and I will address them in the offline comments later. I live streamed this place years ago with Periscope a couple of times, and I've even done it at least once on YouTube. So I'm headed back to my house. I've ridden my recumbent trike up here before. From my house up here and down a little bit, up and down these, there's some beautiful bike trails down here. You can go at least 20 kilometers from here down south to on some bike trails. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm gonna make sure this is locked down okay. It seems like it's okay. Yeah, I want to tighten this, okay. I have the Pocket 3 hanging upside down from a suction cup on my beautiful panoramic sunroof. So don't open the sunroof. But point I'm trying to make, I was down here today to try to see if I could spot the tsunami, and I took probably about 18 or 20 minutes worth of video. Oh my gosh, the wind today was so horrible that I actually went through my battery probably about twice as fast as I normally would. And yeah, so That was not cool. This is new. This highway down here is new, 61. I suppose I could take it, but I want to kind of go the sort of the back roads. I've ridden my trike down here, and I used to know these roads very, very well. But I did see on the drone, I was up 120 meters, which is the legal limit. I didn't dare fly outside. I wanted to fly outside and look back into the harbor, but because of the wind, I mean, if you look at the radar on the screen, the drone is like at a 45-degree angle. It's doing everything it could do to station keep. It did a very, very good job. It's the Mini 3 Pro, and it was not bad at all. I brought it back in sports mode, but I don't think I had to. I just kept it, just overhead. And at that height, you could see the full length of the harbor. And it's interesting because the jetties alongside, they're going out there like two giant hands. So when I get back home, I'm gonna throw the video into DaVinci Resolve and take a look at it. I might do a speed ramp and just see if I can see some kind of phenomenon that you can't see in real time, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you speed these things up, you can see phenomena that you can't see with the naked eye. And it says this is 15 here, but I don't think it's here. I think it's here. Oh, it's up here, okay. 15 is a highway that I used to ride all the time. It says towards Hsinchu, see? Right here. It's not a bad road. I remember coming up here and taking this hard exit and going to this gas station and, over here, the High Life, getting some, refreshments. All right, let me just do this because I'm at a stoplight. Let me see if I can. Okay, there's nobody in the live chat, and there's only one person watching. That's me. Okay, but we're still online, and the Pocket 3 is doing great. Wow, okay. Pocket 3 is just, wow, it destroys everything. Anyway, okay, we're going to take this hard, angular right turn here and head back over towards where I live. All right, now, the tsunami was really supposed to occur in southern Taiwan, and like I said, the maximum height was going to be 1 meter. Since I have been living in Taiwan, I've only experienced a couple of tsunami warnings, and they didn't end up being anything significant. Some splashing on the local beach kind of thing. We haven't had the devastation that other places have had, like our brothers over in Japan. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. But I tried to go live yesterday unsuccessfully with my Insta360 with half of it poking underwater so I could still receive the Wi-Fi signals. That worked okay, but there's something with the way 360 does. I mean, I used to complain about how the Pocket 3 does live streaming, but it ends up being very robust and actually pretty good. I mean, look at this. We're going along very easily on the highway here, and yeah, it's amazing. So this says 70. I'm going to turn on my. There you go. This will do lane keeping. This car has level 2 autonomy. See, not supposed to do it, but if you kind of let go of the wheel, you'll see that it'll make the turns for you. All right, that's a big statue of Matsu over there too. I need to drone that sometime, but not today. I want to do a circular thing on it. So the reason I was trying to live stream yesterday is because I had a new project going, and this project was my paradise fish. See, Rob Kilo put me onto something. I'm going to go this way. I seem to remember I can go this way. I mean, look, Taiwan's an island. How lost can you get? Rob Kilo put me on to the fact that he uses paradise fish to control mosquitoes near his home because he's got, a pond, and so he has a couple. In Taiwan, for years and years, I've seen restaurants have little fish ponds or pots out front. Sometimes they'll have aerators, but sometimes it's just plants in there. And I just thought it was kind of, what they call, right? But it's not. Well, sometimes it is. But I mean, that's not how it started out. Turns out that these paradise fish, which is a type of gourami, they call it Daoyu in Taiwan, but that's not actually the real name. Like many things, the name has been goofed up. But the point being that these paradise fish are notorious predators, and they're extremely curious and environmentally aware to a great degree. And they eat mosquito larvae. They'll eat any bug that falls into the pot. And I was doing some research on Wikipedia, and it turns out that in Taiwan, the rise of dengue and other mosquito-borne illnesses is because in the natural environment, see these rice paddies? They almost always used to have paradise fish in them because paradise fish can tolerate a wide range of water conditions. They don't mind it shallow. It can be cold, it can be hot, it can even be low environment because they're labyrinth breathers. They can breathe air. They gulp air, and I've seen mine do it. So I've been taking video and I've been taking lots of photos, and I got some underwater footage. So the next time I go live on Prism Live Studio, I'm going to feature these paradise fish and show them to you because they really are a remarkable breed of fish. And they can be quite beautiful too. They're not just, utilitarian. But these fish are so aware. We had, my gosh, this past week has been a week for rain. We've had so much rain that the pots were overflowing. And so I decided, I never thought I'd have this problem. I thought that I should, because they're plastic, I drilled holes in them under the rim to try to keep the the rain from overflowing, because I don't want any fish to get washed out or anything, right? And let me see, this is Hukou, and yeah, I'm gonna go to the right. It says Hukou that way. I can't read it, something road. It's too small. Something Xinglu. Anyway, I'm gonna go De Xinglu, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, so I drilled holes, and I would drill a hole in the pot, and as soon as I took the bit out, the fish were right up to it, looking at it, looking really close, carefully looking at the hole. And I was like, wow, if anything fell in there. And I have little pellet food. The idea, though, is that there is enough mosquito life in Taiwan and mosquito larvae to feed the fish pretty much full time and year round, because we do have mosquitoes in the wintertime, which kind of freaks people out. Because like in New Hampshire, that never would happen. There's a season. Taiwan's mosquito season is, of course, it's just a greater amount or a lesser amount, but it never goes away completely. So apparently Rob only actually feeds his a couple of times a year. But for me, I want to get it to where I don't really have to feed him that much. What is this? Wow, Fan Dien. I don't know what that is. An old hotel, I guess. Fan Dien. All right, I'm kind of going the wrong way. I'm just meandering around. I got this new car, the Skoda Kodiak. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm enjoying driving it, even if I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. I'm kind of making my way from the West Coast. If you look at the map, the West Coast, I'm trying to making my way southeast slightly, but I'm headed back kind of west, although it seems like it's southwest. Anyway, I can't use my Google Maps because the car will connect to the Wi-Fi in my phone, and when the Wi-Fi connects, it disconnects the Pocket 3, which is hanging up there. You see, so, and a few minutes, this live stream will be over and we'll be back on, you know. There's a tower over there. I wonder what that's for. There's a lot of interesting things like that in Taiwan. So, I started the Paradise Fish Project exactly 1 week ago on Monday. Today's Wednesday, so a week ago Monday, I bought the pots and I bought the plants. And then the next day I procured the fish and then I let it sit for a while. And when I let it sit, I can see some some wind machines up here, so we're getting close to the coast again. When I let it sit, I wanted to see what would happen, and the fish were gulping air a lot, and I decided that I needed more plants that would aerate. Because I have some water lettuce, and they're really good for cleaning the water. They have been. The water's staying very clean. And the other thing that I did, when I went back to the store to get the plants that, you know, aerate and oxygenate, I got some biofilter media. Now this is something that I didn't actually realize what would happen. These are rice roads. I don't know if I want to go down there. It says no trucks down there. And it says okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I want to go that way because I like driving, but sometimes I don't like these small little rice roads. They can be pretty weird. When I go through this intersection after the red light changes to green, I'm going to go slow and take a look down that road and see what I think of it. All right, here we go. Yeah, just kind of road I don't want to go on because it's not even 2-lane. I mean, it technically is wide enough for 2 cars, but they got to go like this, you know. So if I just throw a little bit of food in there, they're on it instantly. They notice everything. But the biomedia, I didn't even know about this, but apparently the bacteria necessary to eat fish poop and clean everything occurs naturally, but they need some kind of media with which to adhere. So Taiwan being the high-tech country that it is, they manufacture a lot of this media. And I basically got what looks like square beads, and they're very porous. It looks like fake coral. They're just round. They're maybe about this big around, you know, equal length with a hole through them. And these things are rough, and you put them on the bottom of the pot, and you just let them sit. And the bacteria will adhere to it and then start cleaning the water. And that's just started to happen because I added the media. We're back out on 15. This is funny. I just took a big detour. The media I put in exactly a week ago, and it's starting to turn colors as the bacteria is adhering to it. But with all the rainwater, you know, we've had a lot of, the water's been exchanged probably, you know, at least 40% of it in the last week. So, because it's been raining so much. And yeah, the fish are really nice. I've got some decent videos. I have contemplated maybe uploading the fish videos I've taken underwater with the 360, you know, sitting on the bottom. I don't know if they're good enough, but I'm going to show them on Prism Live Studio. I can do that. Yeah, they're, you know, I shot them in 4K and I rendered them at 1080p. That's a big temple gate up here. See this, guys? Big temple gate. I don't know if you can see it. And there's a radio station up here. It's an AM medium wave. It's a medium wave broadcast station. Got 6 towers in an array. And they've got shortened guy wires with elevated anchors. It's the first time I've actually seen that. Only here in Taiwan. So, yeah, the fish project seems to be going pretty good. Now, I've only had them out there for a week, but I will tell you this. A week and 2 days. Normally, after these big rainstorms like today is a perfect example, I would go outside my house and I would just be instantly attacked by mosquitoes. I mean, bad. which is weird because it means that, you know, they must breed instantly. But the truth is they can lay eggs, and we can have larvae that hatch in like just 4 or 5 days. But I know it's only been a couple of days, really. I don't think it was long enough to make any difference. But I'm not getting attacked by mosquitoes like I used to. And so I'm hoping that these things are very effective in getting rid of, oh, this is 117 Huko. That's what I want. Very effective in controlling the mosquitoes by eating the larvae. Because the pots are inviting to mosquitoes. They're calm water. There is plant life, but the plant life doesn't cover the whole surface of the water, which is the point. I remember riding this on my trike, and a big dog came out here, bounding out. He wasn't trying to harm me. He was playing with me, but it scared me to death because the dog's head was higher than mine sitting on the trike. I was like, wow. I used to kind of dread riding my trike on some of these back roads because people have dogs that they don't chain up, and they come running out thinking that the road is, you know, theirs and they have to protect it. Doesn't seem to be so much of that anymore, fortunately. So you can let me know in the comments what you think about me maybe uploading one of the underwater fish videos. They're pretty interesting. The fish come like right up to the, you know, it's pretty funny. They come right up to the camera. Some of it's in focus like that, but not, you know. But the males especially are quite beautiful, and they are rapidly maturing. They've got the upper and the lower trailing fins, but their main tail fins have to spread out. But I see two remarkable things. First of all, I see some males are blowing bubbles into the roots, the floating roots of the water lettuce, which indicates to me they're practicing for making a bubble nest. So they apparently feel comfortable enough to want to explore reproduction. The second thing is that with sunlight, the pots actually do what's called pearling. That's where so much oxygen is coming off the plants that it leaves a stream of bubbles. That is good. So I think I have a self-sustaining microcosm in both the front and the back pots. I have a pot in my backyard, and that one doesn't get as much sun because of the tree cover. But the filming that I've done inside the pot shows identical behavior with the fish and an identical level of activity. So they really are very tolerant. They can take a lot and still survive. Rob's told me that, you know, he hasn't done anything like maybe 2 or 3 times a year. He'll feed them. He'll just walk out over the pot, and there they are. The fish are there, and then somehow they keep going, and they reproduce. And you know, the number of them that remain in the pot seems balanced. So yeah, I think that's. I think we have a sustainable system here. So I'm behind looks like a farm implement up here, some kind of huge tractor. We'll just have to see. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to find a spot to pull over, check and see if anybody's watching, and if there are any relevant comments I need to respond to, and decide if whether or not I really want to keep going, because yeah. Qinghua Gong. Oh, that's a school. Guozhong, okay. I read that wrong at first. My eyes are getting to the point where some of this Chinese is too small, which is bad. You don't get old. That's my recommendation. Don't age if you can. A lot of new housing developments out here, and they all look nice. You know, they got really nice tile and modern appointments and things, but it's amazing how this is rural. Like this house here is probably 50, 40 at least years old. Another one over here that like the front wall is, you can't really see it, front wall is all falling down. It's like, it's crazy, man. But hey, you know, look how rural this is. I mean, we're in the middle of the sticks, basically. I mean, the density's pretty high. There are buildings, you know, quite close together, relatively speaking. But, you know, we got rice paddies and stuff over here. But in the next couple of minutes, we're going to, you know, round the corner and we're going to be in, you know, the downtown Huko area. I've often said that, though. I've told people, I said, you know, we're in the downtown area and I'm going to take a left turn or a right turn and go off it. And within 2 intersections, 2 streets, 2 city blocks, you know, we're in rice fields. There's some sections that look like tower sections, but they're crane sections. Okay, so we are at a stop sign or stop light. So let me go ahead and take a look at the video here, see what we got. Doesn't look like we have anybody. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, I gotta turn this off. Yeah, okay. Well, boy, oh boy, I wonder what happened. I hear the audio, but I don't see the video, but it might just be my connection. All right, here we go. See, we're gonna round the corner and we're coming into, you know, the main part of Huko. And right up here, believe it or not, if you take a right, oh my gosh, I might as well show this. If you take a right, guys, this is amazing. Wasn't planning on showing this, but we're coming up to a place here. It's like the Leo family have a like family mausoleum. And right next to the family mausoleum is one of the Hongmao airfield fire control water towers, and that's it right there. Actually, let me just do this. I'm going to stop. I'm going to give this a second here. I'm going to see if we actually have any more video. No, we do. Okay, I'm going to do this, guys. Hang on. I'm going to take this off. I wasn't planning on doing this. I'm going to take this off the ceiling or the glass roof. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this to flip this over. I'm going to show you something that we're covering on the Map Freaks project. Okay, here it is. This is the Hongmao Airfield water tower. It's a fire control water tower from World War II because there was a Japanese airfield over in that direction. And here, the city has put like a tourist map. And Rob and I have explored all these places, and it's pretty interesting. So this is the map. There isn't anything in English, but that's the map. And there are, as you can see on this map, there are 2 water towers, okay? So we're at the one on the right, this one here, and there's a wooden door. I have overflown this, and if you look on the top, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can, hang on a second. Let me go to zoom. Yeah, if you look on the top, there's branches blowing around because there's trees growing inside of there, see? Yeah, isn't that cool? That's really cool, huh? All right, so this is something we're going to be bringing you on the Map Freaks channel sometime soon. Anyway, I would like to sign off at this point. I don't have my hat on today because I was riding the car, but thank you so much for joining. I'm going to power this down and turn off, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for going along with me on my little ride home. And one more thing. That's the new car. That's the Skoda Kodiaq, and it's really something. And the cool thing is the mirror projects light on the ground. It says Skoda. It's pretty cool at night. I can't show you, but that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and power down. And thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the... Pat, come on. Come on, sorry. So I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm going back to the... here you go. All right, we're going to kill the live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.